back. So it's Sunday afternoon, and normally I'm cooking for my children a brand new and fresh meal every day of the week. That leaves us with a small itty bitty problem. We normally have what are called leftovers. So I've decided on Sunday afternoons, it's called clean out the refrigerator, and we just take whatever we have and we make a meal. Now I may need to add one or two things to what we have from the week, but the majority of what we have today, we're going to be able to make a meal out of. So I'm doing a couple of things. One day this week we had cabbage, or we had coleslaw with ground turkey and gravy. So I had a little bit of that left. I put that in a pot on the back burner to heat through. Put a little bit of water in there, and that's on an 8 now, and that's just going to bring back to a boil. Over in my handy dandy food processor, I did a little bit, a bag of microwavable cauliflower, and I'm just going to grind this until it becomes fine like a cauliflower rice. And then I'm going to put that into this big fry pan with the leftover salmon cakes we had last night, and I'm going to make salmon and rice, although it's going to be cauliflower rice. In this pan right here, we had 2 of these, they're Barber Foods. They're like chicken cordon bleu. Of course, they came out of the freezer section, so there's like the chicken with the ham and the cheese and everything in the middle. So I have 2 of those, and I'm simply going to just pan heat those. I'm going to cut them in chunks and pan heat those. And then we have a few fries left. To go with that, or to round off our dessert, we have just a little bit left of the banana bread that I made yesterday, the cinnamon swirl banana bread, and I've got some fresh strawberries. So the kids and I will be able to have a little bit of dessert. So come along as we do a few things in our kitchen to have a great lunch. So I'm just spraying my fry pan with a little bit of canola oil, Walmart brand, nothing special. And I'm going to get my cauliflower. And that didn't take long at all for me to rice up this cauliflower. So this is what it looks like. I just took 1 bag of the frozen cauliflower, steamed it in the microwave, threw it into my food processor, and just did it on the first setting. And it's ground it up into what looks like a rice. And so I'm going to take this and add this to the fry pan and add my salmon once it comes up to heat. Well, in the meantime, I am going to take my chicken cordon bleus, and I'm just going to slice these through. These come raw, and they do tell you on the package that it is a raw food, so you do need to heat it back through. They normally go in the oven, but these have already been heated in the oven. They come 2 to a pack. So the kids probably had these in there for their lunch boxes or whatever, and then we had a couple left over. So we're just going to get rid of these the same as we would anything else. And this is going to help clean out our freezer. We don't have a lot in there. I will probably have to cook something for dinner. And I think I'm going to do some pasta. I've got the classical Alfredo light sauce that I've seen some Weight Watchers YouTubers that do Weight Watchers use, and it's for a half a cup. It's only, I think somebody said 2 or 3 smart points. It might just be 1 smart point. I'll have to scan it and see, but I'm going to give it a try, and then we're going to just do a little bit of light pasta. I have some whole grain pasta that I can cook with that. So my cabbage is going to come back up to a boil. I'm going to put a top on that just so it can reduce, and I'm going to cook that to reduce. I do want that to reduce down because I don't want to have all that juice in there. I've had a couple people asked me about the specific spoons that I use. I use 2 wooden spoons all the time. Before I had these, I used wooden spoons all the time. But this is called Calphalon, and a friend of mine got them for me for my housewarming when I moved into the house in April. And I love these spoons. They're really hardy. They wash well. They don't maintain any smells. They don't shed. And I've had these since I moved in the last day of April, probably 1st of May, when I had the housewarming. And I absolutely love these wooden spoons. So my canola oil and my pan have come up to heat, and so I'm just going to take all of my cauliflower rice out. And I do want to get all of it out. Just into the pan. I'm going to take a few of my things over to the sink. Just working on the strawberries. So all I'm doing to the cauliflower rice, I'm going to turn it down a little bit, is I've just put it in the canola oil, just the spray oil, into the pan. And I'm simply just moving it around to heat it through. I did microwave it, but I want to make sure it's nice and hot. This pan is getting warm now, so I am going to take my leftover fries that I had from last night. We did ranch fries. And I'm tossing those in. Those are my leftover ranch fries. And then the 2 chicken halves, the 2 chicken cordon bleus that I had. And you can see on the inside of that, it's got the ham and the cheese wrapped. Tubes is fine. Okay. So I've got everything on that I'm going to be using for lunch, except my salmon. I debated doing salmon cakes. Doing salmon burgers like we did for last night's dinner. But I thought, hey, let's mix it up a little bit. So I had 3 large-sized salmon patties from yesterday that were left over. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to just cut these salmon patties. I'm just going to rough chop them and put them in the cauliflower. One of the salmon patties had cheese on it. Nobody decided to eat that one. We thought my older son was coming back, but he ended up actually going home last night. And so we just have this one. Normally I wouldn't have cheese on it, but it's what we have. And to the salmon patty mixture, when I made these yesterday, I added in a whole red onion, garlic, soy sauce, orange juice, and just regular seasoning, and an egg to bind. They still came out real tender and soft, and they really just tasted good. I think you could probably even add some kind of a gravy or a chicken broth to this if you like, just if you wanted it to be a little bit more brothy. I actually just want it to be rice and salmon. And then we did have some of the mustard mayonnaise that I made last night. I made a spicy brown honey mustard mayonnaise to go with, and we do still have some of that left over. Okay. So I've got all of that all chopped. And this is just what my salmon looks like all chopped. So I just chopped up 3 salmon cakes, and then I'm just going to dump it right into the cauliflower mixture. Now, everything I plan to cook or repurpose is now in a pot or a pan of some kind. So I'm just going to do a little bit of light cleaning. So I've got my salmon and cauliflower rice just heating through. I left all the bowls out so that it wouldn't be refrigerator cold. So I left everything out this morning before we left for church. And so it was pretty much just room temperature. And so heating it through is not a tough job. It doesn't take a lot to heat it through. And we'll be eating in just a few minutes anyway. I think that Calphalon set for the wooden spoons came in a set of two or three. She got me the wooden spoons, and then she also got me a set of hand towels, dish towels or hand towels or something. Really, really cute stuff she got for me, but these have been probably one of my favorites, with the exception of another one of my sisters got me this. She got me this drain holder, drain stopper. You put it in your sink, in the drain, and it catches all the food, and it has a little chicken's face on it. I love that thing because it catches so much stuff from going down in the drain. It really just makes it so convenient to get all that dried up food away. So my salmon and cauliflower are doing excellent. They look like they are. That's just ready. I've got that on a low heat. And the only thing I'm doing over here now is I'm mixing to make sure that my chicken, and I'm trying to keep the fries on their side and the chicken on its side so that it heats through. And you can tell some of the cheese is melting and the fries are just, again, warming through. We had ranch fries. So if you don't know how to do ranch fries, what I did was I took a bag of frozen French fries, cut the slit up, cut it across the whole top, opened up the bag, sprayed it with a little bit of canola oil. If you're using regular oil, you can just, put in a little bit of olive oil or vegetable oil, whatever you have. And then take 1 packet of the buttermilk ranch dressing seasoning mix, toss it in, close the bag up, and just kind of massage it around. Or you can dump everything into a Ziploc bag, a large one. And you want to make sure your fries are coated. So I laid it out on a cookie sheet, a large one, because I didn't want any of my fries laying on top of each other. And we used 450 degrees, and I think I cooked them for about 30 minutes, but you probably could do 25 minutes and be just as fine. Okay, so everything here is all well incorporated. Everything here is done. I think sister went to take the puppy out. So I'm just going to show you how I would plate this for lunch. Alright. To make sure I get a little bit of everything, I'm going to turn all my burners off because I'm good, right? So I'm going to take a little bit of the salmon and the cauliflower. 2 ounces of salmon was 2 smart points. Cauliflower, 0 points. I'm going to take a little bit of the chicken, maybe 1 or 2 slices of the chicken, because that does have some cheese in it. So I'm only doing 2 slices of the chicken. And then 14 fries are 4 smart points. 13. And that's 14 fries. This has reduced down quite a bit. And I just added in a wedge of the banana bread with some strawberries on top. I've got my cabbage and my turkey with gravy, my French fries, my chicken cordon bleu, and then my cauliflower rice and salmon. So that's what a plate would look like for lunch. And here's what I say. I love to cook fresh. I love to cook new meals all the time. But there is no reason to let the things you have in your fridge go to waste. So I would encourage you to repurpose a couple of things that you have, throw them together as best you can. Kids don't care as long as it's tastes good and it's filling to them, they'll be perfectly fine with what you cook. So anyway, thank you for stopping by our kitchen, and we'll see you next time we cook. Bye.